Okay, recording has started. Suppose if I just draw the layout of a single uh, simple NMOS transistor, how that NMOS transistor was looking like. We used to have a ND fusion, something like this, and there was a poly crossing this. So I have the what advantage of having a sketch pen of different color. I'm just drawing it. So now this is what polysilicon. Is the video available? Sorry, is it visible? This
Yes,
is
sir.
N
Visible.
diffusion. This is N diffusion. We call this as the length of the transistor, and this is the width of the transistor. Correct? So here I'm going to have, suppose if you ask me to write the cross section view of this, it looks like this. Will it look like this? This is N
Yes,
plus,
sir.
this is N plus, and you have this as your gate structure. This is source, drain, or it is interchangeable. Correct? This is what is this is how you can realize a transistor using VLSI technology. So we actually wrote one layout, so one strip of N diffusion of certain dimension. You can see for this also it has got some length, it has got some width here, and this also has got some dimension. Now while drawing this layout, so the question is what should be the width of this, so what is the minimum possible. So there is only limitation on what should be the minimum dimension. What is the minimum dimension? So maximum dimension is left to the user, but minimum dimension is restricted because of the technology that is used to make this feasible, because whatever layout you draw, it has to be fabricated. Suppose the dimensions are too less, it may not be possible to fabricate those devices. So that's why they have a limitation on what is the minimum dimension of these layers that you can able to draw it using layout. So these what minimum dimensions are specified as lambda based rules. So why it is called as lambda based rules is, so it is this is lambda based uh, rules. Maybe of course you might have heard or you might have listened to some of the lectures where it was said that the earlier supercomputer was taking the space of a room. So it was so huge. Now we can see all computers are coming so tiny. So can you see that the dimension of the transistor is keep on shrinking, Gagan? Dimension of the transistors
Yes,
keep
sir.
on reducing. Maybe now, suppose if you are buying a new laptop, you may can see that the dimension or the feature is something like 70 nanometer, 22 nanometer, or maybe 40 nanometer. You can see those are the dimensions of the transistor in terms of length. So what is this 7 nanometer? What is this 22 nanometer? So what is this? Okay, earlier it was in terms of micrometer. Earlier it was in terms of micrometer. You can see when the dimension was in micrometer, when the dimension was in is now in terms of 7 nanometer. In either case it is the same type of transistor that is being used. That means when the dimension was in terms of micrometer, this is that particular transistor layout. That is there is an N diffusion, there is a poly that is crossing here, there is a transistor formed here, and even if the dimension is reduced to 7 nanometer, you will still go with the same type of layout. Now the question is during micrometer technology and 7 nanometer technology, there should be some common rule. There should be some common rule. Assume that if there was no common rule, assume that there is no common rule. Suppose assume that during the days of micrometer dimension, suppose if you say that minimum dimension is something like 2 micrometer. Assume that this is minimum dimension 2 micrometer, and assume that this minimum dimension is 1 micrometer. Suppose if it was fixed as the minimum dimension of this poly should be 1 micrometer and the minimum dimension of this should be 2 micrometer. If it is specified in terms of dimension, assume that this micrometer technology has developed and then it has gone to hundreds of nanometer. Now we can see earlier you maintain the dimension as 1 micrometer minimum. Here it is 2 micrometer minimum. When the technology changes from micrometer to hundreds of nanometer, you cannot come and say now, so this should be 100 nanometer and this should be something like, okay, 200 nanometer. You can see now you are talking in terms of dimensions which are in terms of micrometer and nanometer. Instead of seeing this as, okay, 1 micrometer in terms of micrometer technology, and instead of seeing it as 100 nanometer in terms of this technology, they specify these dimensions as independent of dimension. What I mean is, they say this as, this should be 2 lambda minimum width. So this should be something like 4 lambda minimum dimension. See now, this 4 lambda remains same whether you are there in micrometer technology, hundreds of nanometer technology, or nanometer technology. Now it is still 4 lambda, it is still 2 lambda, only this lambda changes. See here, from 1 micrometer you are actually writing it as 100 nanometer. Instead of saying it as 1 micrometer and 100 nanometer, you simply say it as 2 lambda dimension. Even though the dimension has changed, so since it is 2 lambda, what is lambda for this in this case? What is lambda here? Suppose if this 1 micrometer is equal to 2 lambda, then what is lambda is equal to? Is lambda is equal to 0.5 micrometer? Correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
in
sir.
this case, what is the value of lambda? Suppose if 2 lambda is equal to, is lambda is equal to 50 nanometer?
Yes, sir.
Now, instead of seeing the dimension as 1 micrometer and 100 nanometer, you simply say the minimum dimension is 2 lambda. What is the value of lambda? Value of lambda in micrometer technology is 0.5 micrometer. The
Point.
value of lambda is 50 nanometer when your technology improves. What I mean to say is, when they are specifying the dimension, they won't specify in terms of these many micrometer or nanometer. They specify in terms of what is the dimension. It is 2 lambda, 3 lambda, 4 lambda, or something like that. So all the dimensions are specified in terms of lambdas, and this lambda value varies from, okay, year to year. So lambda may be 100 nanometer, lambda may be 20 nanometer, lambda may be 7 nanometer. You can see this lambda is keep on changing, whereas this dimension, this 2 lambda, remains always 2 lambda irrespective of whichever is the technology is. That's what is this particular design rules meant for. See here, is this visible now?
Yes, sir. We did.
Okay, now let us just go through how does this lambda based rules will help in making the layout simple. So here, these design rules will specify what is the minimum dimension, minimum size of the layout, and what is minimum spacing and alignment on overlap. So what do you mean by this minimum size? The minimum size is the way how we are talking about, this is that minimum size. So we said, okay, this should be minimum size. What do you mean by minimum spacing? Because we know that there is a possibility that you may have one metal line here, having some minimum dimension of, okay, 3 lambda. This is minimum dimension. Assume that you want to place one more. There should be some minimum spacing between these, because you should ensure that there should be some spacing, and it should not be too close, it should not be too far. If it is too far, instead of placing here, if I place it here, what does it mean? So you are actually simply wasting the area which is very costly in your uh, ICs. So you have to pack the devices as close as possible. I want to put it as close as possible. Since you are putting it as close as possible, it should not be too close that upon fabricating they should not mix up. So they will specify what is the minimum dimension and what is the minimum spacing. This is what I call it as spacing. So that will also be specified in lambda based rules. Can you see here? One of the thing is minimum size, the second one is minimum spacing and alignment on overlap. We'll just come to this, okay, what is this alignment and overlap, and we just move on to the coming slides. Okay, can you see now? Uh,
Yes, sir.
just read out what is there. You can see they have given for different what layouts. One is for metal 1, metal 2, diffusion, poly. Can you see that?
Yes,
What
sir.
is this metal 1, metal 2? Gagan? The last class we discussed about this metal 1, metal 2.
Sir,
Metal 1, metal 2.
sir, if the
It is the same metal. If the
if,
metal is used in layer 1, that is called as metal 1. If the metal is used in second layer for interconnection of the components, it is called as metal 2 layer. See there, for metal 1, the spacing minimum should be 4 lambda. The width should be, minimum width should be 4 lambda. You cannot have less than that. And one more thing, so don't be too very specific about this, okay, 4 lambda and 4 lambda. You just write it as there should be some minimum spacing, because from textbook to textbook, this value slightly varies. So some textbook will say it as 3 lambda, some will say it as 4 lambda. It's not too very critical thing. So, but you can certainly say that there should be some minimum spacing between the metal line, and there should be some minimum width for the metal line. So you can have the spacing between this more than 4 lambda, but minimum should be 4 lambda. Again, for metal 2 it is so. You can see for diffusion it is again 4 lambda minimum spacing, and width should be 4 lambda. You can see polysilicon can have bit lesser dimension for the width, and you can see spacing is 3 lambda. Can you see how it is being utilized here? Can you also see one more thing, Gagan? Can you just see
sir,
here? Is this is polysilicon? Can you see this is an inverter? Can you make out? Is this an inverter? Can you make out?
yes,
Is this
sir.
an inverter? Can you identify which is NMOS, which is PMOS?
Below one is NMOS, sir.
You can see here. This is NMOS transistor. This is NMOS transistor.
Yes, sir.
Can you see this is polysilicon? The middle one, which is
Yes, sir.
polysilicon, and you can see this is what can be this terminal? What may be this? Source or
The
drain?
source.
This is source. You can see source is connected to ground. So we were discussing about metal lanes. Metal rails. Metal rails. Heard of?
Yes,
So I was talking about, no. So wherever you have some common VCC and VDD and grounds, so they'll be drawn using the metal line. So this is that ground line. This is the VCC line or VDD line. Can you see the source is grounded here?
yes, sir.
This whatever black is called as contact cut, which is
Yes,
used
sir.
to make the connection from metal to the diffusion. Maybe on the other day you might have seen that I used a contact layer. So there was a vertical line drawing from that metal, layer 1 to diffusion. Can you remember?
Yes, sir.
This is that contact cut. We call it as contact cut. And you can see there is one more. What may be this terminal? What is this terminal? This is source, then this should be.
Drain, sir.
How about this? How
It
about this
is
terminal?
drain, sir.
Drain of PMOS.
Yes, sir.
And this is source of PMOS. Source of PMOS is connected to the VDD. Can you see there is
VDD.
an N well?
Yes, sir.
Now you can see there are a few more rules that can be understood. Can you see this is a transistor, NMOS transistor?
Yes, sir.
NMOS transistor will be created. Can you see this whatever polysilicon is not stopping here? Is it stopping here? It's
No,
not
sir.
stopping here. It is extended by some minimum dimension. Can you see here that minimum extension should be 2 lambda. Okay, let me just
Yes,
go
sir.
back to this schematic and then show you what is the significance of this. Let me just, okay. Now you know that you have a what? Diffusion. You have a diffusion. Now assume that if there is a poly crossing. Assume that if the poly crosses like this. If the poly crosses like this, okay, how does the, 2D view of this will look like? The 2D view of this will look like something like this. This is the 3D view of it. Assume that it stops here. It stops here. Now, whenever, suppose if it exactly stops here, during the fabrication, if it is actually coming down to this point, because we don't know that, okay, this may be the actual layout, but when you transfer it onto wafer, it may not exactly come over there. It may slightly go below that. When it goes below that, can you see there is a connection from this to this using this wafer itself? So this source and drain will be connected. Okay, from this to source, from source to drain, there will be interconnection because the gate is not being fabricated here. So in order to avoid that, what they'll do is they will extend this by 2 lambda. They'll extend this by 2 lambda. When it is extended by 2 lambda, there is a guarantee that there is no source to drain connection within the MOSFET. So that's why they will going to have a minimum extension of 2 lambda for the polysilicon beyond the transistor. Can you see here? It is the same thing here.
Yes, sir.
So this is one of the rule, and you can see one more thing. Can you see this is your N well? Can you see this? Okay, what is that? Which color? Gray color. This
Yes,
is
sir.
your N well.
Yes.
So from N well edge to this one, you should have minimum 6 lambda distance. If it is close to this, then you'll again have issues. So because of your PN junction formation, this should not be this should be always away from the edge of your N well by 6 lambda. And again, the next NMOS should be away from that N well by 6 lambda. So these are all some rules. Of course, you can see that if you have two contact cuts side by side, so there should be a minimum separation of 3 lambda. And you can see, of course, these are all different rules. Now, what I mean to say is, whenever you actually write the layout, we have to always keep these as minimum dimensions. If the spacing is more than 4 lambda, nothing to worry. If the dimension of this is more than 4 lambda, no need to worry. But these are all the rules which will specify what should be the minimum dimension. Let me just go to next one. See here, of course, it is the same thing. So it was actually 6 lambda, which becomes now 12 lambda. Can you see all the dimensions are in terms of lambda?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Now, what is the advantage
sir.
of having it in terms of lambda? You can use the same rules for any dimension, whether it is 100 nanometer, whether it is 20 nanometer, whether it is 7 nanometer. This dimension remains same as 12 lambda, only this lambda will going to keep on changing. Correct?
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, next. Now we can see this. This is how the dimensions, the minimum dimension. The poly should have minimum 2 lambda. The N diffusion, P diffusion should have 3 lambda. Metal 1 should be 3 lambda, 6 lambda. Maybe, of course, as I said, maybe in this slide itself I had it as 4 lambda. Maybe in this slide I have it as 3 lambda. So that's why it's not very specific. You simply write, okay, 3 lambda, 4 lambda, because from textbook to textbook it will change. So it doesn't matter. But of course, as the metal layer keep on increasing, this dimension is more and more. It is 6 lambda. If you go for metal 6 or metal 7, it is something like 8 lambda. See here. Again, this should be a minimum 3 lambda here. This should be minimum dimension should be 2 lambda, and minimum extension should be 2 lambda here. 1 second. Okay, this is basically a transistor formation, source drain, and you can see there is a polysilicon crossing here. It cannot cross here itself. It can have a crossing after 1 lambda. Again, same thing. You have a via here, so there should be 2 lambda minimum separation between the two contact cuts. Okay, this is cut means that, okay, whatever hole we make in the via, so that from one layer to the layer you can make the connection. So this is fine. Spacings is done. Okay, this is the problem. Suppose if you don't stick to that minimum dimension, can you see here? This is how the upon fabrication it look like. Gagan?
Yes, sir.
See, can you see this is okay? It was supposed to be something like this, a straight line. So this would have been a rectangle. But upon fabrication, it actually came like this. Suppose if you didn't maintain that minimum dimension of 3 lambda, there would have been no connection here. Now, in spite of having this practical problems, since you maintained a minimum dimension of 3 lambda, it is still existing. Suppose in the starting itself, if your dimension is hardly 1 lambda, you would have had what? A void here. We call it as void because there is no connection existing from this point to this point, because the actual practical implementation has not made the diffusion of, or metal is not at all existing throughout the entire length. So that's why you will end up with open circuit here. Assume that this is metal 1, this is one more metal. If the spacing is very less, so there are chances that this may just join with this may just join with this. So what I mean to say is, let me just draw it something like this. Okay, suppose this is what I actually wanted. This is what is actually wanted. Since my dimensions are pretty big, I may end up with something like this. So you can see this is coming fine because you certainly maintain larger dimension. Assume that your layout itself is narrow. The layout itself is narrow. When you actually draw it, so you may just end up with something like this. You can see there is a void created. So there is no connection at all because you will never get the same type of shape as it is here, because the dimensions are so small. You may end up with connection from this to this, but since the dimension is lesser than what is specified, then you'll end up with an open circuit. Assume that you place the one more thing very close to it. When you're putting one more thing very close to it, it may so happen that it is not necessary that you're going to have an open circuit. You may just have it something like this. Okay, assume that this is the connection and the other one is coming like this. See now, since the spacing here is less, so it may so happen that it may just have over development, and this is under development, this is over development. So you actually wanted this to be separate, but they are actually mixed up. So if the separation was quite good, then you would have had something like this. So you may just, even though if it is having a bulge, but it may end up with some minimum spacing is available, so you will not have a short. So in order to avoid all these difficulties, they go with minimum dimension for any layout, for any layout. So that's what is being shown here. So there can be shorts and open circuit if at all, if you're not carefully following the lambda based rules. Okay, they ask you to always avoid something like this type of sudden or change in the dimension, curvature should be always avoided. This is the problem in your vias. So vias hole should be sufficiently small. It should not be too large and it should not be too small also. Okay, we just do something. What may be this? Of course, it is written here. Can you see that 3 input NAND gate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll just write one of the layout now and then. Okay, let us draw one layout and then ask you to. Shall we write the layout of y bar is equal to AB plus CD into E. Please all of you write the schematic and layout for this. First you write the schematic. Let me see. CMOS implementation. Both NMOS, PMOS, pull up and pull down networks. And then you draw the layout. So we can draw the pull down network. So pull down network using NMOS would be, you have this, This E, A, B, C, D. Is this my Y bar? Gagan?
Hmm?
Done?
Think so. Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. Could all of you able to draw it? Okay. If two metal lines are so close, can it form a capacitor? It will form a capacitor. Of course, there is a chat question. It will certainly form a capacitor, but I don't want that capacitor. So because those two metal lines are certainly separated by the oxide, so they are actually called as interconnect capacitors. They have to be as small as possible. So that's why we always have the dielectric constant which is used in the metal layer should be of low dielectric. So I don't want to have any capacitor to be formed. So that's why I will always use a dielectric material whose dielectric constant is very less. That is one of the major problem in VLSI. How do you minimize the interconnect capacitance? So that's a whole research area. So there are people working on minimizing the interconnect capacitance, because when you have wires, there is a capacitor formed which is parasitic, which I don't want, but it is coming because of the presence, because of the physical structure of the metal lines. So we should always minimize that. That's fine. That's a good question. Okay, are all of you done? Please put in the chat box. Are you done with the layout? Not the layout, the schematic. Now we have to draw the layout for this. Okay, 1, 2. I think most of you are done. Okay, let us now go to drawing the layout. So before we start drawing the layout, shall we identify which is source and drain for each of the transistor? Shall we do it? So this is
Yes,
drain, source, drain, source, drain, source, source, drain, source, drain. Am I correct?
yes, sir.
Because always source of your NMOS is at the bottom. So exactly the opposite here. Source, drain, source, drain, source, drain. This is source, drain, source, drain. Done? Okay, now I will draw N diffusion. I will draw a N diffusion here. Now I will start from here. And then go like this. This path I call it as Euler's path. This Euler's path will help you to draw the layout. So what is the help of this is, now you can see I'm starting from this E transistor, A, B, D, C. So shall I write those, how many lines are there? 5 lines, correct? This is E, this is A, this is now B, this is D, this is C. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
This is E, A, B, D, C. The naming of these gates are as per this: E, A, B, D, C. Would all of you get it? You can
Yes,
see
sir.
I'm having a single N strip, N diffusion strip, and over that I'm crossing 5 polysilicon. There are 5 transistors found. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now let me start naming this as drain. Is this, am I starting with drain here?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
This is drain. Then is this source? Is this drain now? This is source. Then it
Yes.
is drain. Then it is source. Then it is drain. Then it is source. See now, I'm here. This is this source. What is next here? This is again the source.
Yes.
Then this is drain. Then this is source. Then this is drain. Just carefully write yourself. No, it is exactly, I'm just writing the way when I traverse from here down to this point. This is drain, then source, then drain, then source, then okay, source, then it is drain, then it is source, then it's again source, then it is drain, then it is source, then it is drain. Any issue here? Any one of you? Just unmute yourself, say if you have any issues there. Is it fine? Shall I
Yes,
proceed?
sir. Fine. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we are done with this. Now, meaning we have simply connected this. Can you see this green line? I'm just drawing this green line, something like this. So it is going like this. It is stopping here. Can you see this drain, and this source are all shorted? Hello.
Yes, sir.
But in the layout they are not shorted. Correct? Are
Yes,
these
sir.
two shorted here? This drain, this source, are they shorted?
Yes,
So
sir.
if I say this is 1, is this is 1 here?
Yes, sir.
Where is 2? Let me say this as 2. Where is this 2? Is it not this 2? Because
Yes,
I am
sir.
ending here drain. Are 2 and 1 have to be shorted?
Yes, sir.
So I will use a metal line to short it. What I'll do, I'll just slightly extend this. I will use a metal line to short this. You can see I'm used a metal line, made a contact cut, so that I can have the connection from metal 1 to diffusion. Why this line required? To establish this connection. You can see to make hardly this connection, you actually need this metal line. Done? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did all of you get it? Any issue with this metal strip? Okay. How about this connection? Connecting this to VSS. So let me use one more metal line. I cannot use the, supposing that this is M1. This is M1. I cannot use same M1 because I will use M2. I will use M2. Where this metal or VSS should be connected to? Should it be connected to source? Should it be connected to
Yes.
this one?
Yes, sir.
See now I'm connecting it here. Can you see here? Suppose if I use the same metal one, this would have shorted with this VSS. Other way would have been I would have put it over here, then I would have used same metal line. Since I used metal one, I'm forced to use metal 2 here. I cannot use metal 1 because they're going to short, because now it's in a different layer. This is in bottom layer, this is in second layer. So they can cross. It's something like this. M1 is here, M2 is here. So they are one above the other. Suppose if you use both of them M1, M1, then they'll short. You need to go one step above and then cross it. Of course, it's in the top layer. You have to have a via so that you can make the connection. Getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we are done with this entire pull down connection. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have to do it for this. Correct?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. Now we have to write, since we have already fixed this is E, A, B, D, C as per this Euler's path, I should still follow the same gate path, that is E, A, B, C, D. So I'll start from here. I will start from this E. I will go to this B and I'll go to this A. Now Euler's path is defined as that path. It should not touch any point more than once. So as it was in your signal flow graph, somewhere no, in your finding out loop, whenever you are traversing, how do you define a loop? So it should not touch any node more than once. Now I'm starting from here. I went like this, I went like this, I went like this, and I'm stopping here. I cannot again come back here. I cannot come back here because if I come back, I'll be just traversing this source twice. So what I'll do, so this is because I need to follow this. E is there, then it is A is there, then a P is there. Now I'm stuck now. So I need to make a break and then D and C, and then I can go from. Of course, either I can go from here to here or other way also. So is it D and C now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what I'll do, I'll draw the layout for that. Let me use one more color. I will have to break it at D. Sorry, B. I'll make a break. Correct?
Yes, sir.
What is this? Drain, source, source, drain, drain, source. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then this is D. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So what is this here? Source,
Source.
drain, drain, source. Can you see I'm making a break here? I cannot join these two. Suppose if I join these two, does the source of B and source of D, are they shorted? See here?
Yes, sir.
Is this point shorted with this?
No, sir.
No, that's why I'm making a break. Getting the point? All of you? Speak out.
Sir.
Any issues to anybody? Why I made a break there? Please try to write yourself drain, source, source, drain, drain, source, and then there's a break. Then again it will start from source, drain, drain, source. So you have to exactly follow the path of this Euler's path. I'm starting some, you can see this is source, then it is drain, then it is again drain, then it is source. I'm stopping there. For this one, I'm starting from here, drain, source, source, drain, drain, source. I'm stopping there. This is not fully done now. I need to make this. Oh, what all connections left out? Gagan?
Sir, shorting.
Shorting of this. This is left out. Correct?
Yes,
And
sir.
this is left out. Correct? And
Yes,
this
sir.
is left out. And this is left out. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So, shall we make this connection? This drain to this drain junction. Which is this point?
Yes, sir. First.
Is this from this drain is okay if I name it as 3 and this is 3. Am I correct? Both are 3 3.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
it is from, is it from this to this? Correct?
Yes, sir.
It is actually this 3 and 3. Let me just put it as 3 and 3. How about suppose if I name it as 4 and 4, because I need to make this connection because these two are source. So shall I make this? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So and then this one, this source and drain, this source and drain, which is that connection? Is it this?
Yes, sir.
You can see source is shorted and then drain. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And then how about this?
VDD.
This source and this source. So is it from this? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Finally, which is output point? You can see this drain point, which is the drain here, which is this point E. It is this point. Correct?
Yes, sir.
This drain is this point, which is this junction. All drain shorted. Is it this?
Yes, sir.
Shall I say it as Y bar?
Yes, sir.
Correct? Of course, this is entire thing is under well. There is an anvil. Are you all there with me or lost? Of course. Okay. Which is VDD connection now? VDD connection out of this, because it should go to VDD. So I should have one more metal line. I should have
Yes,
one more
sir.
metal line for VDD. It should go where? Which is the source point?
Between E and A.
This is between
And A. Yes.
E.
is it this point?
Between
Which is
Between
this?
E and A.
E and
A.
A. Yes. Yes. Between
this source is there. This source is it fine?
yes, sir. Between E and A.
This one.
Between S and S. You are already.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Shall I connect this to this?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
So we-
Yes, sir.
Done. So this is VDD.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir. I will share one photo. In that, I want explanation, sir.
Where do you share? Where do you send the photo? What photo, man? Layout. Where do you send it?
Here.
She is sharing a content. You share it. Let us see.
Yes, sir. I have shared.
Correct. Tell me.
Sir, in that. In MOSFET, N gap N is there, sir. But when we do like on creating that
Transistor.
we just keep a long we
Polysilicon.
just dope from here to there as N. And then we will keep polysilicon vertically. But it is like having third. If we see the third figure, sir, there is no gap between N and N.
Of course. If we do that fabrication process, when I explain that fabrication process, this doubt will be cleared. Now, of course, I have not explained, okay, how does the diffusion of n plus will happen. When I specify that, you will get to know, okay, this gap is white is not there. So there will be a gap between n and n when there is a transistor formed. So I'll just make it clear. course, maybe at this point of time you are thinking that okay, there is no isolation from this source and this drain when there is no polysilicon. Correct? That's what your question now. Hello.
Yes, sir. Because there is no gap, sir. If we just keep doping N just like a line,
Correct.
and we are keeping polysilicon above this.
Correct. No, that's what. You will get this clarity if I just go to the
having no gap between N and N.
yeah, I got your doubt. So this doubt will be cleared when I actually start doing that actual process. Okay, how the transistor is formed. Now, what we are trying to show in what microwind is that how do you draw the layout to implement a particular transistor. Now we have drawn such a complicated circuit now on layout. Now we will also see how do we actually fabricate that particular circuit in the fabrication process. Of course, still a long way to go to understand okay why the gap is not existing between source and drain at this point of time. Once I just do that fabrication process, these doubts will go off. Is that fine?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, fine.
I will. Okay, sir.
So how about Euler's path and then the breaking of the diffusions and all those things? So how about Euler's path and then Prithvish, you can mute your phone or sorry, because my voice is echoing down here. Okay, to all of you. Prithvish, you just take out your screen. Prithvish.
Sir, how to take it out?
You only gave it, man. Okay, let me just see.
Stop
Okay.
sharing, yes, sir.
Done.
I stopped. Now it's gone.
So
Yes,
let
sir.
me start sharing my thing. Okay, is this clear now? Hello.
That's understood, sir.
Now, actually, we have to, of course, this Euler's path. This is not necessary that you have to always have a break. Suppose if you just rearrange the components, rearrange the transistors, you may still avoid making this break because always making this break will consume your area. Suppose if it is running straight away like this, then you would have actually saved some area because when you are making a break, there should be some minimum dimension should be left between these two diffusions and all those things. Whereas here you can see there is no break here, it is simply running and you can just make the transistors very compact. But since you made a break here, you are forced to leave some minimum spacing between the two diffusions. So Euler's path will, before we actually go to this particular layout, we have to write a Euler's path without any breaks so that you will have an optimized layout. Correct? Maybe of course you can just try out a different possibility of this circuit. So what do I mean by different possibilities? Instead of having the E here, you can have E here. Instead of having E over here, you can just put it over here. Instead of starting from E, you can start from something else. So there are n number of possibilities, and make sure that if you can able to draw a layout without any break in either NMOS and PMOS, then the overall dimension of this particular layout will reduce. So if the dimension reduces, means okay, you can have more and more components in a given area. Then you will end up with a most optimized design. The intention of knowing the lambda based rule is to know what is the dimension that the device will going to consume, or the entire circuit will going to consume. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Abhilash, what did we learn today? Are you there?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. What is that we learned?
Sir, drawing the layout of this circuit, sir.
Okay, that we learned last class itself. Beyond that,
Sir, obtaining Euler's path.
okay, and then
interconnection of metal lines.
Okay, then most importantly, lambda based rules. So
Okay,
they
so
are
lambda-based
independent of dimensions. You specify always the dimensions in terms of lambda. Maybe you might have seen that when we are actually doing that micro wind, no, it was actually coming like, okay, let me just share that micro wind, and then where is that micro wind? Let me just show you that. Okay, let me just, this is micro wind. Let me on that and then share here. Share the content of, where is micro wind?
VDD and VSS are generally in which layer, sir?
They'll be always at the top layer. They are all called as global layers. They'll be at the topmost because they'll be used, they are required for each and every circuit, so that's why they keep it at the top layer. Is this micro wind visible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Visible.
Okay, now you can see, I'll just go to the rightmost corner, top right. Can you see there is 1 lambda written? Hello. Can you see this is 1 lambda? 1 lambda is equal to 0.06 micrometer. Then what is 2 lambda is equal to? Hello. Can you see 1 lambda is 0.12 micrometer? Correct?
Yes, sir.
2
Yes, sir.
lambda is equal to 0.12 micrometer, means this is 120 nanometer technology. Getting the point? Suppose if you see,
Yes, sir.
if I write a diffusion of hardly 1 lambda, you can say I have written 1 lambda, there is something called as DRC, design rule check. If I put this, it will say that the diffusion width is less than 4 lambda, it's an error. Getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Even though, of course, simulator allows you to draw the layout of any dimension, upon drawing the layout, if you want to verify whether my dimension is correct or not, there is some rule check available in this tool itself. It says that the diffusion width is less than 4 lambda because 4 lambda is the minimum dimension that is required for N diffusion. So if you increase the dimension and then again redo it, so what I'll do, I'll just increase the dimension to something like, now I have increased the dimension. If you do design rule checker, see now, can you see at the bottom? No design rule error, congratulations. So you're getting a congratulations because there are no errors in your layout. Because what is the dimension here? You have a dimension which is more than 4 lambda, that's why there are no errors. So there are no design errors. So these design errors are based on what? Lambda based rules. See now, I'll just cross a polysilicon, I'll end here. As Prithvish was mentioning, I'm just ending at the edge, you just do the DRC. Can you see here? Extra diffusion surrounding poly is less than 4 lambda. This should also be more than 4 lambda. Since it is less than that, it is showing that error. Let me make it more. Let me run now. Now we can see that error has gone. One more error is there. Extra diffusion surrounding poly so and so. Then I need to extend this. Now I will do DS. Now there is no error. Getting the point? Hello.
Yes, sir.
No, these are all the errors. What you can able to make sure that okay, there are no errors in the layout drawing, so that you can able to easily fabricate the transistor of required dimension and required specifications. Done. So when you actually draw the layout at the end or in between, you have to always keep checking this design rule error. Are you violating any of the lambda based rules? Suppose if you're not violating, then it is fine. Suppose if I put some NVEL, if I put NVEL, sorry, of course we'll see all those things in the coming classes. I think you have class now, so thank you so much. Okay.